everyone, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So today I had gotten out some of my packaging paper. Like this is just stuff that came in different packages that we received. And I thought, you know, rather than just reusing it for more packaging, I thought maybe could come along and play with it and maybe make some envelopes or something out of it. So I got a bunch of this packaging material stuff. I do have a bunch of, I brought along some embossed book pages, which I've been having just a ton of fun, like mass making these embossed pages. I recently just got something to emboss with, and I am just loving it. I just sit there and start embossing all kinds of pages. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. The only embossing folders I have right now are like these real like thin like border ones, so I just like put them all together and put a book sheet in there, and then I have to run it through several times. So right now I've just been playing with these small ones. These are the only 3 embossing folders I have, but it's been a lot of fun just to play with these. So if you don't have an embossing machine, you know, we can use anything you got. So stencils, inks, markers, whatever you want to decorate these up with. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to use some of these. I want to make these look kind of really grungy and rustic. So let's just grab a piece here. I did bring along also some distress ink. I'm going to make them look really grungy. And then I do have like one of my like text background stamps or something that maybe we can just do some background on too. And my terry ruler to make the edges not so straight and perfect. So all I'm going to do is be tearing everything. I don't want to use scissors. And so I'm just going to make this look really grungy. So we're just going to try to see what kind of envelope we can make here out of some of this packaging paper. And if you're that rare person in the world who never receives packages from online, you can buy this craft paper in the store too. But I think most people nowadays are practically ordering everything online, it seems. Sometimes I miss actually going to the store though, you know. I like to see and touch things, so not being in the store is kind of actually a sad thing for me. I'm actually going to see here, let's see, I'm trying to see how, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll just make it a nice 6 here. So I'm just kind of trying to gauge a rough estimate. I don't really care what the measurements are. Just my edge here is all kind of crazy, so I figured we could kind of make some sort of measurement, right? Let's not be too Neanderthal, right? Is that? We can measure. All right, so I have a big long strip of paper here. I don't think I want my envelope to be this big. I just kind of want to go for like, you know, just a small standard envelope, you know, like that could easily tuck in a journal. So maybe, you know, that it right there is about 4, should we go maybe like 4 inches? Is a 4-inch envelope? And then it would fold down. Yeah, let's do that. So if we do a 4-inch envelope, then how long do we make our top? Maybe like 3? 3 or like 2.5? I don't know. Let's go through. We can always cut it down. Okay, so if we do that, and then this would fold down. Yeah, that's almost perfect. I kind of like that. Do I want this a little bit skinnier maybe? Maybe just a little. Okay, so let's shorten that up. Maybe, yeah, maybe our top flap should be about like, I'm guessing that's like, what is it, measurement here? Maybe like 2.5 roughly. And then we'll bring this one back up a little bit. So I do want to leave a little bit of space here so that my flap can fold down. But I think that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good outline. Okay, so now you can see here I'm a little bit, you know, since we just tore it, I am going to kind of try to straighten that up a little bit if I can without taking too much of my envelope away. Just so that when I glue, it kind of all stays together. But I really like that. I'm liking that torn edge there. That looks good. And we are going to make these look very grungy and vintagey looking. I am, oh man, this is hard to get the little tiny pieces to do with the terry roller. I think if you wet this, it'd probably be a lot easier, but I don't know. That would take too much time though to like try to wet it. There we go. You just got to really use your fingers, man. Okay, so that's looking good. I like that. And I think maybe if we do I want a straight or do I want like the, you know what I mean? Like the little, maybe I should do, I'm going to try doing this. I'm going to try to make, I'm just going to fold it and tear off like at a little angle to see if I can get like little pointy things. I don't know what this is going to look like. I didn't pre-make one, so I'm just kind of winging it here. Okay, so if I do that, yeah, that looks cute. What do you think? That looks good so far, right? Okay, now these are kind of thin, so that's where I thought maybe we could use some of like the book page to help kind of like stiffen it up a little bit. So maybe we could just start layering some book page in here, and then, you know, even if it sticks out, I don't know, do we want to do the whole inside or should we just do the whole outside? Maybe it'd be better just to do the outside. Yeah, let's just do the outside, because then we don't have to worry about our stuff that we think that we're going to stick in the envelope to rub against this. Yes, let's do that. So the whole outside that's going to show would be this whole side. So we could just do just kind of like a mass collage and just kind of get really big pieces on here, because I really don't care if it's in tiny little pieces. I just want the great big. We'll overlap them a little bit maybe. Do we want it all down the center or should we do random? Maybe we should do like random. Offset it a little bit so that the seams like not all down the center. Okay, let's just go for that. I think that'll be cool. And let's just get this whole thing glued down, and then we'll trim it around the edges in a minute. Yeah, okay, let's just do it. It's just packaging paper. If I screw it up, you know, oh well. Sorry, I bumped the camera. I'm not very good at that. I always hit it with my head is always in the way. You know, it's hard to set, like my camera sits right above my workspace, and I kind of like bend over to look, and my head always hits the camera. I don't know how people set it up so that they're not constantly bumping into their camera setup. So I have to figure that out. Okay, so I just kind of want to get as close as I can to the edge, but not going over. And we're going to have to overlap a little bit. So I'll just glue a little bit on here to overlap that. And like seeing all these edges, that's really good. I want it to look very, very rustic and old and like it's been around the mill a few times. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to overlap a little bit here on the top. And I'm just using my glue stick, my Scotch Create glue stick. This is my favorite one. I do think it works pretty good for a lot of these projects. And if I'm ever concerned that it's going to come up, I will, you know, sew around, or I'll just reinforce with Fabrifix, which I always have on hand. Those are my two glues. Okay, so, whoops, I'm going to overlap here a little bit. And these kind of seam together pretty nice. I mean, you can't tell too bad that they're seam there. This one you can obviously tell a little bit more, but that one's not too bad. That one almost doesn't even look like there's a seam. Okay, so we've got all that down. Let's flip it over and let's just tear away again all of our excess. Super easy project here. I mean, we're not even going to use scissors. And I did notice though, I'm using these really old vintagey book pages. The embossing machine really cuts kind of deep. I mean, like for book pages and stuff, it will like you get the like here, you get the remnants of like the embossing. So I might have, I don't know. I don't want to use the scissors. Maybe I'll just tear. So it does cut into the paper enough because the paper's so thin that your embossing design kind of comes through. So if that really bothers you, then, you know, when you emboss something, I think you just got to use thicker paper. But I thought it looked really cool on the book pages. I was just having so much fun with it. Now I want to go and find all kinds of embossing folders. I've been like down the Amazon rabbit hole, like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's like you can go forever. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting this up, so I'm kind of just tearing and and scratching it off at this point. This is not pretty, but we'll get there. It'll do the trick. Like I said, I want it to look very grungy, so we're doing the right trick on it to get it to look grungy. Okay, and I'm just going to manually tear some of these little bits and pieces. Some of this is going to get folded in there. Let me move my mess out of the way here quickly because I can't stand that. Okie doke. Better. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of fuss with the edges here just a little bit. Some of this will go away when we start folding, but I do want to I want to kind of ink up those edges, see if I can get some of those edges to come out. When you ink this really soft paper, it takes the ink really well. So I kind of want to really get those edges, make it look like it's, you know, been stuffed in an old book for ages and ages. And even if it doesn't cover, I mean, like I said, that's kind of my point here. I really want it to look beat up. I'm kind of getting in the mood again to do a really, really vintagey feeling kind of journal, and put all kinds of authentic vintage ephemera and stuff in it. So I thought this might be a cool idea to add to those. Now I'm just going to see if I can get that embossing to kind of pick up. If I lightly go over it, it's going to pick up on the plain sections more than the text. But that's okay. I like both. I like the text, you know, too. But I'm just going real lightly over it to see if I can't get some of that embossing to pick up. See how it picks up really pretty on the plain parts of the paper, but you can definitely see it on the rest of them. But that looks really cool. I'm liking that. Okay, and these are going to make, I think, good bases for whatever, you know, you want to decorate them up with. So now I got to try to find my folds back. And I believe we were roughly there. And if this bothers you that your text is upside down, you're just going to have to remember that, like when you're doing your covering on the back side, if you want to have the right side up or upside down or whatever, you know, that's, you know, perfectly fine either way. It usually doesn't bother me because I'm kind of just using it as a background. And to me, if it's upside down, you know, it doesn't bother me. It's okay. Okay, so that looks really cool. Yeah, I'm liking that, even with those grungy edges like that. Super, super cool. So now the inside, we're going to have it glued up to here, but I want something there. So I could either just use like a background stamp or maybe a different color. Should I do a different color? Kind of offset it a little bit. Does that look weird? Or should I stick with the same creamy? This one's a little bit lighter. I don't think I'm going to go white. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one's not the same book, but it's similar in color to that caramely. So let's just do that. And I'm just going to do it sideways. I think it's fine. Like that. I'm just going to cover that top. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cover this flap. And these might be really pretty too to cover with some lightweight fabric or something. Maybe I want to go this way and get that rough edge. I'm just going to get that rough edge right on the top. Okay, so now how far did we need? I just want to make sure that I glue this all the way down because I don't want my paper to get stuck in there, whatever I would, if I slide something in here. Okay, so I think we're good there. Yep, that covers all the way up. All right, so now we're just gonna do the same thing, and let's get this cleaned up here. Oh, that's just tearing off like butter. Man, that's kind of cool. I barely have to touch it and it just crumbles. This is a good project for that paper, that it just kind of crumbles, because I totally want that. Yeah, I don't think my ruler is not a scissors or a saw. I'm gonna make it one though, right? Improvising. Everything's a tool of some kind. You never know what I might do. I'm not real orthodox when it comes to what tools are used for. I'll find a way to use them for other things. Maybe it's just better to hand tear. Okay, let me get these out of the way again. Okay, so I think we're good. I want to do a little inking, but I'm definitely liking all these little bits and pieces sticking out. And that's exactly what I'm trying to go for here. Just completely torn apart like it's one of those 200-year-old book pages that's so brittle. You touch it and it almost disintegrates. You know what I mean? Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this page. The embossing is going to show up better here because this page is a little bit lighter. But that's really pretty. I like that embossing showing up. Okay, and then let's... Oh, super pretty. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh. How pretty. Look at that. Loving it. Okay, then let's just glue down our sides. So I'm just going to glue here, and this is just my Fabrifix. So I'm going to glue down my side here and this side. Easy peasy. Close her together. And should we do envelopes have a thumb hole? Do they need it? I don't know. Can I do whatever I want? Yeah, probably. Let's just put one in there just for the funsies of it before my glue dries. Sure. Okay. That looks cute. I do like that. Who says you can't have a thumb hole in an envelope, right? Maybe I should ink it. How am I going to get it there? Let's see this. Let's see if I can get in there without tearing my thing all apart. There we go. We'll get that inked up a little bit. Now I got to give my glue a second to dry. Okay. And on these, because they are kind of delicate. They're not, you know, it's not cardstock or anything like that. So I might even want to do some sewing on these and just sew all the way around this. And if I wanted to, before I glued it, I could sew this part too. That would just add some more stability. So that's really pretty though. I don't think we need to sew this one. Super pretty. And then we can do all kinds of embellishments on here, but should we make a closure? I brought along all my buttons here too. And I don't know though if this is gonna look right. I thought about doing like the paper punches, but I only have this one circle punch and I didn't want to go and cut things manually. I was just being lazy. So I thought, well, what else can I use? And I've seen people use like the paper circles, and I thought, well, maybe buttons would work, but I don't know. Like if I stack two buttons, do you think that would give me enough raised? And I just think that, I don't think that looks right. Not the right, maybe a rose though. Like this one would look okay. You think if we glued two, is that too much though? If to do like two buttons like that? I'm thinking now. You know, I've never done one of these like this though, but should I try? Just to try? Okay, let's just try. I don't know what I'm gonna get here, but okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue one button on top of another just to get my, and you could probably sew these on too together, to get my raised bit, you know? Does that make sense? Okay, so then is the string gonna, I don't know if the string's gonna be around there or not. See what I'm trying to talk about, like to get my string wrapped around there? I might have to use like an elastic closure. Let's just keep going. Let's glue this on to the top here. Try to orient my flower the right way. Try to get it in the center. I think that's about right. That looks good. Okay, are you heavy enough? Okay, we're gonna set that there for a second. Hold on, I need to get my things. My things is this. If I use a little bit of this, maybe I can just do an elastic closure. Oh, guys, I'm just going on the fly here. I'm gonna do the same thing, I think. Okay, so let's get, I had a blue one. Okay, so let's do one small button on top of a big button. That's probably way too much. Get in the middle. Okay, and we're gonna make sure the flat side's down. So 2 buttons together. Okay. Try not to get my glue everywhere. Oh no! Okay, we salvaged, we're good. Still intact. Okay, so we got my 2, and then I'm trying to get this glue because I don't want this to stick to my paper. Okay, and then I'm gonna take and put a little bit on top of this and get this glued to the bottom envelope. So I think you should be good if I go maybe about like here. Does that look okay? I think so. Okay, how are we looking here? I'm gonna get in a little bit closer. Okay, now we can see what we're doing. Okay, so now I have my 2 buttons on here. Let's get these pressed down. Okay, now while I fuss with this, okay, I think if I do something, what if I do something like, oh, how can I do this? If I make it just so like one side is tied and under there permanently, so when you just lift it up, it goes around this one, but it's permanently around that one, and then you just have to kind of pull. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're experimenting now, remember. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 2 ends. Maybe this is why I should do stuff ahead of time, but like I said, I just kind of go. This is how I create, so you're kind of getting my crafting process at the same time. Sometimes that's helpful for people too, because, you know, everybody's creativity takes different forms and their thought process is different, and so sometimes it's helpful just to listen to people think and mull things out in their head, you know, and how we come up with ideas. So, okay, so I have that tied in a knot, and I'm afraid to push too hard on these because they're not quite dry. But if I would get that under there, and then if I can get it glued under there, I'll cut those edges off. But if I get that glued under there so it's permanent, and then I can just do one of these numbers. Okay, that's gonna work, but yeah, they're not dry. Okay. Definitely not dry, but that's going to work. Okay, so we are going to, I'm just going to cut these off and try to get my string so it doesn't come apart. Okay, I probably could have made that prettier, but let's see if I can now get it tucked under there so maybe you can't see it. And even if I see the little edge, I think that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to see if I can just dab some glue on the back here. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to just put a little dab of glue and then just shove it down in there. So I got a big glob of glue there. And now I'm going to put it behind the button and I'm going to just pull it down. So now, oh, stay straight because it's going to be there. I kind of want it to hang straight down. Okay, so I think that's going to stay. Okay, cool. So that's going to stay, and then I can just, when this dries, I'm not going to do it. It will hold, but then this will just wrap around here. But this is definitely not dry yet. Yes, definitely not dry yet. I can't do that. That one's almost good. This one's not. Okay, but yeah, I think that's super cute. What do you think? I like that. I think that looks cool. Very vintagey. And then, all you can, what you can do is, I probably should have done the buttons last, but I kind of was wanting to do that. And now we can kind of decorate this side up a little bit with a little frou-frou. I wonder if we could stamp over top of like maybe some of these, or just a whole bunch of scripty. Let's try it. Let's just try it. I'm going to do, should I do a brown? I'm going to do black. Should I do black or brown? Black or brown? Black or brown? Black or brown? A lot of black text. Maybe. Should I do brown, or should I do, I got this one, teal. Should I do a bright teal? Just teal? Oh, you know what? There's green. I got green. Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Let's do olive green. That would match the pretty leaves. Let's try that. Let's try that. Hi, Boo.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
You want to say hi?
Sure.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
This is my son, my youngest son, down here checking out what I'm doing. Did I do good? What do you think of my envelope?
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Does it look old and vintagey?
Yes.
Vintagey? What's that?
W.
That's our last name.
Yay.
Woohoo. Alrighty. So what you up to?
Nothing.
All right. Where is I lost my acrylic block here. So let's get that out. And let's see. I just kind of want to put something, just for something to look at. Something cool. Should we do that, and maybe, how about either this pretty, we've got leaves in there. Should we do a flower in there? Should we do more than one? Or is that too much? Is that getting too, could kind of do, yeah, that's too much. Let's just do one plain flower in a thing like that. It'll go right there. Or should we do it centered? Ooh, I got buttons on the back now. Let's at least get one button out of the way. Okay, there's my other button. Oh, I think we're gonna have to go way up in the corner because my button's down here. Should have done the buttons last. Note to self, put on the buttons last. Okay, so we're gonna use our pretty olive green Stays On ink and see if we can get a pretty image. Okay, button right there. All right. Am I touching everything? I believe. That's pretty. It didn't quite touch all the way, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect because I really want it to look old, you know? So that's kind of a cool just little background on there. That's kind of neat. And then maybe I need like a little piece of something. Okay, I'm back. I got my box of somethings. And maybe I'm feeling like we need a butterfly or something like that, you know? It just is feeling like a butterfly. I need something kind of muted, but kind of not. I don't know. What are we feeling like? We have the roses on the back side. I'm really thinking a butterfly would be cool. I'm just not liking any of these. I know. I got a whole pile here and I can't pick one. What's this one? This one's kind of muted maybe. Okay. Sometimes I like them better if I just ink them up, you know? They tend to look better once I put ink on them. I don't know why that is. You ever notice that though? You pick something up and then you put it down, you're like, maybe I should ink it. And then you ink it and you're like, oh yeah, I do like that better. Something about putting the ink on it. If you like inking, you know, that's kind of the thing. It looks kind of cool. All right, that looks cute. Maybe we should do like a little cluster down here. What else can I get? Do I have anything else that matches this kind of stuff? Oh, that's kind of cute. If I do just like the ladies with the butterfly, that's kind of just a neat little cluster. I could really put, oh, I should put some lace with this. Yes. What are you thinking, Lacey? Put some lace. I always ask my mom that because she was a sewer. Did you name me Lacey because you like to sew and you liked lace? But that wasn't the reason. So, I'm not named after lace, just in case you're wondering. And I never did like lace. I am definitely not a girly girl. Anybody will tell you that. So I am not a frou-frou girly girl. So I am so surprised by what I actually really like to do now is play with lace and fabric and make things frou-frou and girly, even though I am not frou-frou and girly myself. My mom will tell you that too. She couldn't get me in a dress to save my life. Okay, one more thing and then I think we're about done. I've kept you guys almost 30 minutes here. Let's hurry up and get this done. Okay, so I quickly got my pile of lace here over to the side and let's pull out something. Oh, you know what I want? I want that one piece of that I had. Where's that? Where's that stuff? Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. I have these raggedy things that I was tearing. Where are they at? Where are they at? Here, this stuff. This is kind of fun. I took this off of, this actually came from, this was a skirt or a dress, and I found it at Goodwill and I deconstructed it. But these things tear out really nicely and they give you this like frayed edgy stuff. So I kind of just have been cutting around these and then I give them a good old tear and they kind of rip. And I like that, like frayed, you gotta use some muscle there. But see how it gets real frayed and cool looking? Love that look. Okay, so let's do this real quick and we'll be done. But see how, you know, you can make these look really, really, really vintagey, grungy. Super cool. Should we have it just hanging off the side there? I kind of like that. Let's make it touch there. That's cool. Now it makes the stamp look kind of odd over here. Maybe we should put it by that, or I don't want to cover that, do I? Now I'm kind of feeling like this is all left over here. Oh, we might have to add some more stuff over here. But for now, I think, see how many times I have to touch it and move it? I kind of almost want to just do that. Because I'm not absolutely loving this right there. But I kind of like the border. Maybe you should just do that. And have just that leaves. Gosh. Oh, what did you do now? I know I said I was going to be done and I'm not done. Okay, I know what I want to do. I need something else over here because this side's bothering me. So I'm going to take my big text stuff here and I am going to, I got to find where'd my green go? Oh, there's my green. Okay, I'm going to take my green and I'm going to kind of add some more of this as a background to there. Did you get Leo inside?
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, so let's put this kind of just off to the side. What do you think? That look good?
I just want to feel this.
It's rubbery.
Weird.
It does feel weird. It's kind of like rubbery.
I like it though.
It didn't do anything. What the heck? Booze, what's going on?
I don't know.
I didn't do it right. Okay.
The algorithm didn't like it.
The algorithm didn't like it? Nice. I think my button on the back is getting in the way. Okay. Try it again. Maybe I need to kind of like, oh, this is not going well.
I can help.
Okay, that's better. Does that look better now? It looks just all kind of collagey.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
anyway?
yeah, we're going to put this piece on here now that we've kind of just inked it up a little bit. Do you want to glue this on for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to use this glue, and I want you to turn it over because it takes a little bit to come out. Don't go crazy because this is thick glue. Try to go around the edges. See where those like edges are? You got to squeeze a little bit. It doesn't just come out. Just don't get it all over my fingers. There you go. Follow the outline. Like go around here. Follow that outline. There you go. Now do the same there. There you go. One more time. Okay, cool. Now turn it back over because it gets all stringy. All right, and we're going to plop it down right here. Okay. Now stick it down. Now you have glue all over your hands. How does that look? Yeah, see, now you're all sticky. All right, there we go. So I hope you like that project. So you guys can get out some of your craft packaging paper and make some really cool vintagey looking envelopes. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you on the next video. Say bye.